You know, when you're winning, you're winning. You dig? Let's do this, man. Let's do this, man. Woo! So blessed had to sneeze. Anyway. I don't know if y'all gonna like my new shirt. I like it. I like it a lot because it represents something. See, now we're not talking about President Trump as if he's our literal daddy. We're talking about the discipline, the order that this country has been needing for a long time. Now, while you're here on Turtle Island, which has been taken over by the corporation, you might as well know what's going on or being incorporated, right? So they don't get took out. So, Victory Cigar Part 2 is about how everything's coming to a head that a lot of us have been speaking on for at least 15, 20 years. The whole pedo thing, which leads into disruption in your system. People lying, people cheating, people stealing. A lot of people are trying to use the excuse of Trump saying the game was rigged. He wasn't talking about politics. He was talking about businesses and how people don't have to pay their taxes. It had nothing to do with politics whatsoever. These Democrats are demons, yo. They purposely swindle you out of righteous thought. They purposely lead you to the road of destruction. So who would I think would be involved with more corruption in the country? Them. On my old page, I had made a video called Young Pharaoh Might Be Right about Hillary Clinton, which I knew what he was talking about was correct because I had already talked about it. But he was just talking about how her assistant, suppose he's on a tape doing child porn and all that different stuff. How can you claim that credible? How can you say all that, They're not doing anything. This Russia collusion thing is proving why they did it. Epstein been around. I don't know what the fuck's going on, but anyway. Epstein been around. Epstein has been, a talking point for who they supposedly call conspiracy theorists. Even though after this video, you will realize there is no such thing as a conspiracy theorist. It was always these dirty ass demon rats fucking with you. It's like they're fucking with my computer right now. Anyway. You got a part in the light show sometimes. All you got to remember, this page is like shadow banned, and a lot of bitch ass corrupt people are still on the Ethernet. It doesn't matter what president you have in office, they're always going to have a way to fuck with your stuff. But it doesn't matter. We're going to destroy them anyway. Let's listen to Liberal Hive Mind.
Hey guys, welcome to the Liberal Hive Mind, a channel solely focused on exposing the abundant hypocrisy of the left. Okay, so this is absolute vindication. I've been saying it for years, especially back when the Russia narrative was all the rage and it's all Democrats ever talked about. I've maintained basically since day one that Hillary Clinton's little Steele dossier Russia scheme, which of course then later encapsulated Obamagate as well, I've maintained that that little scheme that they concocted is arguably one of the biggest corruption scandals in American history. And you know, for the most part, that fell on deaf ears. But now, after this classified document drop, well, I guess it's time to force people to listen. Are you paying attention yet? Because here it is, clear as day, the biggest political scandal in modern American history.
Why would they go so hard? Unless it had to do with the kid trafficking and all types of different stuff. And people can argue that that's not the point. Dog, it's not just about fucking money. If that was the case, this country wouldn't be broke. You would think they would have had us with more money. Nah. Only Nancy Pelosi's making money.
Just got confirmed. And yes, it's exactly what we said it was, a rigged, coordinated, Clinton-approved operation to smear Donald Trump, to weaponize federal agencies, to weaponize the intelligence community in an effort to manipulate the entire country through fear and lies and ultimately unseat a duly elected president, undo an American election. And well, now we've got the damn receipts. We now have declassified emails confirmed by intel analysts as likely authentic that Hillary Clinton was behind all of it, and that the purpose was essentially to demonize Donald Trump and Vladimir Putin. We got some absolutely wild stuff, folks. Let me show you guys exactly what's going on here. We got some stuff to get into, so let's roll the tape. All right, folks, so take a look at this post here from Alex on X. Newly declassified documents from the Durham Report Annex reveal that Hillary Clinton personally approved of the idea about Trump and Russian hackers hampering U.S. elections in order to, quote, demonize Putin and Trump. So we have a message here from the 25th of July, 2016 from Leonard Bernardo, where he says, "Hi, the media analysis on the DNC hacking appears solid. This is an important story because it will be the first time that we know of that a state deliberately uses the infiltration and publication of data to interfere in the US election. At the same, politicization is on the table. I've been a bit surprised that nobody has mentioned this 18-month-long story yet in their analysis and makes explicit reference to the US election at the end. Julie says that it will be a long-term affair to demonize Putin and Trump, and boy is that not exactly what we got."
Nigga, this was wrote on this was sent July 25th, 2016. Now remember, Pizzagate was supposedly Russian disinformation. So if Hillary can pay the Russians to make, if Hillary can pay somebody to say that the stuff that was talking about Trump was Russian disinformation, if she can play off Pizzagate as Russian disinformation, and then you got to remember, she's sneaking these 33,000 emails under the table while they're doing this. The whole time. You got to keep that in mind. Why would Obama help her? Because Benghazi is on Obama's watch. She's Obama's Secretary of Defense. Follow the breadcrumbs. Let's keep going.
For freaking years of Russia. Now it is good for post-convention bounce. Later, the FBI will put more oil into the fire. Outcome is far from clear as Americans are more keen on their own woes, and Hillary is hardly looking good as far as credibility is concerned. Anyway, things are ghastly for U.S.-Russian relations. We got another message here on July 27th, again from Leonard Bernardo. "Hi, Hillary Clinton approved Julia's idea about Trump and Russia hackers hampering U.S. elections. That should distract people from her own.
See? People were talking about the 33,000 emails. We were talking about this shit years ago. This is back when it was Trump versus Hillary Clinton. Why would she make up all that information about you? All that stuff about him being a rapist is just retarded. We've never had a rapist president, bro. Nobody would ever push no stuff like that if that was credible. If that was credible, he would have never got sworn in, bro. It's not credible. But you know what is credible? Lying about a fucking presidential candidate. About them being in collusion with somebody. Making up shit. Us finding the transcripts. It was a burnt fucking bag. It was a bag full of burnt papers. It just so happened Cash Patel found it. Dumbasses didn't throw it away. Maybe they thought nobody would think nothing of it. I don't know. Keep going. Excuse me. Just so blessed in this video. Just such a blessed video. Shit. That's not it.
Level. The point is making the Russian play a U.S. domestic issue. Say something like critical infrastructure threat for the election to feel menace, since POTUS and VPOTUS have acknowledged the fact intelligence community would speed up searching for evidence that is regrettably still unavailable. However, there seems to be signs of GRU penetration. They appear hardly skilled, incompetent, bumbling idiots, as SMB somebody called them. In absence of direct evidence, CrowdStrike and Threat Connect will supply the media, and GRU will hopefully carry on to give more facts. Holy frickin' moly. I mean, he is saying it outright. The supposed Russian hackers that were hacking the election to the benefit of Donald Trump were apparently a bunch of bumbling, incompetent buffoons who weren't actually accomplishing or doing much of anything, yet they wanted to blow up this narrative so they could have a long-term demonization campaign targeted against Donald Trump so they could help Hillary Clinton as she was facing a credibility crisis with her old.
Exactly. And that's the thing. The thing, my whole point is this. My whole synopsis is this. They wanted Hillary in so she could have got rid of all that other incriminating evidence that they had with the whole Epstein thing. She can't deny it. There's a lot of weird kid stuff around the Clintons too. So Bill rolled the Lolita 28, 29 times. One of the victims said Trump, she never met Mr. Trump. All I'm saying is this. It's a victory cigar because this is something we were talking about before Trump even existed. Before Trump was even on the scene, we were talking about Pizzagate. Okay, they played Pizzagate off as Russian disinformation. That's what they told us. But wait, who's the one responsible for Russian disinformation? Hillary Clinton. So if Hillary Clinton is involved in Pizzagate, why the fuck wouldn't she have connects that could dummy off Russian information? Even though the dude in the letter back in 2016, he's like, the people they hired are fucking idiots. So when we got the Podesta fucking files and he's holding his hand up and shit, and we're seeing all this weird shit, even Macaulay Culkin. Macaulay Culkin did some weird shit where he made the pizza video like a rock star video. Then he turns around and guest stars on Angry Video Game Nerd as a pizza guy. And he's like, yeah, I'm the pizza guy. Like if he was referring to something else. And to me, even though, you know, I fuck with AVG, and still he would be more of a liberal to me. I would think he was more on the left. And I looked at it like they were trying to play it off like, oh, nobody knew what they were talking about. But it's like, nah. Seems like you guys, magic tricks are starting to fall on their face because back in 2016, we had to prove. But we've been new, though. Even though I didn't even like Trump back then. Trump's first 2 years, I do not like him at all. I'm thinking he's just a corrupt, on the right, because I'm listening to these fools on the left. But in the end, nah. It turned out he was the one that put the charge on Epstein. He the one who filed that deposition to get that motherfucker in court and arrested. Why? Epstein's at Mar-a-Lago trying to pimp out the young girls that work on the golf course. He's like, yo, y'all should work for me. He's trying to kidnap basically Trump's employees to go work for him to do this old weird shit that he's doing. So once, he let it slide once, like whatever, it's just some businessman shit trying to capitalize on everything. But then when he tried to get at one of the members' daughters, that's when he was like, enough's enough. Kicked him out the club. He's the one who filed the case against him. Trump's the one who started this whole prosecution against Epstein, period. So anybody talking about Trump's guilty and touching kids, you're an idiot. You're clearly not listening. You're clearly not following history. You want to just make up your own narrative. Well, in 2016, somebody already let the cat out the bag. And we didn't even have this information. We just knew. Motherfuckers talking about gut hunches. I don't know. The Lord just works right. It lets you know when shit ain't right.
Email scandal. Basically, they took the DNC hack and then blew it out of proportion and created this whole false flag psyop, weaponizing and manipulating intelligence, then abusing their power and connections to federal agencies, and of course their connection to the media to blow this whole thing up, all with one goal in mind. Not to protect the nation, not because of critical cyber infrastructure security and infrastructure security, no, to help Hillary Clinton because her credibility was in the rut. Absolutely wild. And the smoking gun is right there that HRC approved the plan. They even name-dropped CrowdStrike and ThreatConnect, two of the private firms that would later help shape the mainstream narrative on the Russia hacking story. I mean, this is basically declassified confirmation of all of it. This is why, for years, we had Adam Schiff squawking nightly about the Russian threat.
Do you have any evidence at all that the president colluded?
George, there's ample evidence of collusion of the campaign, and it's very much in the public record.
But you admit all you have right now is a circumstantial case.
Actually, no, Chuck. I can tell you that the case is more than that, and I can't go into the particulars, but there is more than circumstantial evidence now. So, again, I think...
So you have seen direct evidence of collusion?
I don't want to go into specifics, but I will say that there is evidence that is not circumstantial. It wasn't an overstatement. There is evidence of collusion. The Trump campaign manager was meeting with Russian intelligence. The evidence of collusion is in plain sight.
He was simply a puppet to the intelligence community, pushing...
So what's that mean? What's that mean about CIA, CNN? What's that mean about NBC? What's that mean about ABC? And he's a California Democrat. What's that mean? That means they're all CIA. That's the fucking Operation Mockingbird. That's them. I'm not saying Fox is innocent. I'm not. I'm saying Fox is a little more open-minded. But I think that's because, like they said, all those people never really have any conservative viewpoints or Republican viewpoints. They don't never invite anybody on the other side on. So who would want you mainly on this kick? And then why is there so much chaos that goes with why is there so much chaos that goes with thinking like that? But thinking with the left thing, doing how they do, there's so much rioting and violence and weird shit going on. Y'all talking about racist whites is trying to separate. They're not trying to riot in the street. They're trying to move away from everybody. So it's like, well, wait a minute. How is that conservative? That's not conservative. They own all the fucking sports leagues and stuff like that. They're very interracially intertwined business-wise. Very, very much. So I ain't never heard Trump say ban football. I've never heard him say, yeah, we need to get rid of all the black football players. That's why this is a victory cigar, man. Everything we was talking about was right. It was all correct. It didn't have nothing to do with Trump. They threw Trump in the mix with the Russian collusion, but that just opened the can of worms for them because they're the ones talking about WikiLeaks and all that shit. That's the same shit we were talking about with Pizzagate. How y'all got all this information? Cause all y'all did was switcheroo. That's all they did. They switcherooed the Pizzagate information, intel that they have over in Russia, and that's why it's always the Democrats that mainly push that whole Russian spy shit. They were the main ones talking that nonsense because that's always been their little stick. They got a little move that they can move. They know a few people over there, I guess. But the people had a feeling that they was full of shit. And the people were correct. So now all this stuff is coming out the bag. It's the Russian collusion hoax. It was made up. Trump been said that shit. They making it up. It's a hoax. To cover up what? The fact that she was trying to win. So they could have got in there and threw away all that information forever. We wouldn't have had nothing. And they did a good job. The Biden year, the Obama year, they kind of did shave off a lot of information. Lost a lot of money too. Did a lot of dumb deals too. I'm just saying, when you analyze it all, it's a victory. If you had been on this shit from the jump, then pat yourself on the back. You're a genius, because we already knew these niggas was dirty. It ain't got nothing to do with two sides. He can't be a part of the league if they try to destroy him. They trying to destroy him with prostitutes. They saying he's a rapist. They saying he's a racist. Dog, come on, man. They hit this dude from all different angles. There's no way he's playing with them. There's no way he's playing in their game. Hell no, he can't be corrupt. They try to do him too dirty. They try to do him too dirty. There's all that public housing and Section 8 go and all that stuff. Shit, he cutting off a gang of immigrants. As far as the American people, he putting them on a time limit. And your child got to be, once they get past a certain age, you cut off too. Bruh, that's just getting your shit in order. That's all, motherfuckers. This is a waste of money. Then they like, Anna from the Young Turks, she said something interesting. She was like, I doubt that we don't have enough money to where you got to take it from poor people, but we still got money to give bombs to Israel. And I'm like, yo, that's a very good point. I feel what you're saying, but the military is always the most funded. That's in any nation, any wise nation. The military is always the most funded. That's what Anna from Young Turks is not getting. It's like, you can't argue those 2 points. You can't argue, our poor needs to level up to middle class, and that happens through more, financial discipline. And, we can get you a leg up, but if it's not legging you up, you're just standing there, okay, well, bro, we can use that for other people that actually will leg up. You cannot compare that to, like I said, your military supply. You're always like, what do you think we're giving Israel? Brand new, made up fucking bombs? No, their bombs are already there. We're giving them guns. They're already there. It's like they're already made. It's like, shit. I work right next to Smith & Wesson. Trust me, we haven't stopped making weapons. It is what it is. And that's the most funded. So what would you want us to cut from? Because we're cutting from the military fund. That's what we're paying for. You said we're giving them bombs and weapons. Okay, that's from military funding. That's not coming out of the housing program. That's not where we're taking money from. So it's like, you're not making any sense. We're taking money from stuff like the Board of Education and all these other little programs and nonprofits where y'all really are just stealing the money. Y'all not even doing nothing for these people. Y'all giving food to immigrants who talk about they don't even want it. Staying at $500 a day hotel rooms and shit. These is illegal. They talking about, nah, we'd rather have some money, we'll buy some food. Get the hell, man. The Democrat style is being exposed. But what I'm saying is this. From the Russian hoax, all you got to do is travel back. Once you travel back from the Russian hoax and see how they have all the same plays of the Pizzagate, then Pizzagate is not a hoax. It's not fake at all. Plus the Epstein thing is like, nigga, for him to be able to go in and out of them fucking cells and shit, and do his business the way he did it, and for Clinton to be connected, and the Clintons is a fucking Democrat group. It's like, bruh, it speaks for itself. The problems with Haiti, the problems with so many other situations. Shit, I forgot, bro. There's so much dirt that he did. The fucking chef that got killed. Shit, Obama's chef. Supposedly he was there that day when the chef got clipped. It's like, yo, daddy is home in the sense of fucking, we about to get this shit right. You gonna clean this fucking house. We're gonna get this shit in order. That's what we doing on this one. So, I just want people to know, man, yo, give yourself a pat on the back, bro. It's been a long time coming. Motherfuckers calling us liars and saying, oh, you voting for a mother, you a slave, and motherfuckers talking all types of yin yang and just sounding stupid as shit, didn't know what the fuck they were talking about. Now that all this shit coming out, motherfuckers was quiet as hell. I ain't got nothing to say. Like, but we've been told you, monkey ass, you weren't listening. It is what it is, man. Y'all stay safe. Enjoy your motherfucking Sunday. But always remember, hey, you say live dangerous. Stay dangerous. Alright, well, motherfucker, are y'all gonna take out these nasty motherfuckers, or are y'all just gonna stay dangerous and shoot each other? You let me know.